Shalom Israel. We are the Isupk out of 1 West 125th Street in New York, and the commanding General Yohan. I'm priest of Sayer Card, and today we are about to begin today's Sabbath service, which is the Day of Atonement, which is a day where we afflict our souls. It is with no food, no water for 24 hours. Right? And this is something that was ordained by the Most High. This is part of the high holy days for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. With that, we say, I imagine which means to stand. I then open up a thumb between the right and face east, south, which makes it two. Salakia. Lions proud of, which means to Israel. Yours great in Hebrew. I would now Shemaim for that Yah Shaka Yahweh Alabaka Alahara Zaka Yah and Shah Aratsa Kawa Ahat Yah Ashmai Tan Lanaba Lakam Ka Yawam Wasalakima Kawatima Wasalakima Kawatima Wala Ah to be an hour but I said one oh Washino Mayan Ra Yah Ka Alaka Wa Ra man. He gives that our Father, which art in heaven, if thy name Yahweh, kingdom come, will be done, greatness is in heaven. Because this day of daily bread, because of that, we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. It's the Hakak of power, the power of Hashem, the Hoshai, of Hoshai, the thunder now, Hakak, Alo, War, Hakak, Sahab, Ryan. He said, Lord, in the name of your Shah, please give us the power for to eat all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, for to cleanse the leper, for to raise the dead, for to something spirits, cast them all, in the name of your Shah. Thank you. So be it. And we say, bless Israel, the power of Hashem, our Shah, but now, Shah, Yah, Safari, Ra, Hashem Yahushai, the wild man. He is the Lord in the name of Yahushai. Bless us and Israel from the school. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Ashaka, Yanni, Al Haryam, Yanda, Ah, Ya, Our Shash, Yam, Radis, the Tan, Watch, God, Alian, Mark, Nala, Ah, Pampa, Ah, Shash, Margash, Ah, our Shmark, our Zab, and God. Yamiaka, Yawama, Shamash, Kaka, Oya Rat, Balayala, Yahweh, the Shemaka, Kara, the Shemak, Ashmakuka, Yahweh, the Shemak, Azahaka, Oyaka, Tali, now. In English, I said, I will lift my eyes up to the hills, but come to my head. And come the Lord with me to the field. That's up I put to the moon. Either keep a deal in the slumber, the pool. They keep up Israel in the slumber and sleep. But what does I keep on? What does the shade I put right now? Such an as mighty by day for the movement. They will be for more evil, and soul. They will go out and thy combination. Evil. It is Psalm 83 Hebrew. Alahai, Adame, Laka, Adama, Yakana, Yaka, Yawa, Ika, the Father, the Isis one, Mara, Kawa, Dawi, Aya, Gash, Mishal, Wow, Yah, Aya, Shimon, Shimon, Alayam, Power, Right, one, Black, Shot, in the Shapit, it's a war, Nam National, Wa, Mama, Wa, and the word Salah. Shilaham, Manya, Sespa, Ka, Yashman, Shimalo, Yon, Ra, Ma, Nam, Shiatumo, Yamora, Pa, Kama, Sama, Kama, Sekamu, Bashar, Maro, Rash, Ba, Alahayat, Shayatamba, Gal, Crush, Pagero, Ash, Ira, Madame, Right, but one, the question. So God, Yahweh. Ariana. Kan, Abadaka must write what was Sally Pop. We have a question. God, Yahweh, power with body with that with thought. Shakari, Vodka, the one of the apparatus in English. Psalm 83. Keep up aside of the door, but thy peace. Be not still, O God. Lo, the enemies make it tomorrow. Yet a day he afflicted on the head. In practice, against the people, and suddenly, the hidden that said, I'm going to understand the fall from being nation. That the name of Israel will be known in remembrance, but they consulted together with one consent. The confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the instruments of Moab, and the Greeks, the Baal, Amalek, and Steve, and the inhabitants of the Reed. A servant also joined with them, open the journey from Star. The devils unto the Reed, and to Syria, the Billy, because the soon which were contended, came down to the food, made a number that are on the sea. Yea, all the princes of Ban, Zaman, said, but the state was set, because of foreign possession. Oh my God, made them like a reason, something for quick. Things at the moment of the fight. So it was to be the right tempest, but they were afraid of the storm. When their face will shame, they may see anymore. Let them be confounded and trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. No, the demon will be a power, most high. Verse 8, I, King Curses. Blessed be your Howard, King of heaven and earth, all things living. The Howard, in the name of your Shah. Listen to us now, right now. Evils and curses and punishment and destruction. To the heathen, speak against us, the prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Some evils and curses and punishment and destruction. To the heathen, should lose the treasure of the rich of Israel, which is the school. The richest thing that evils and curses and punishment and destruction. To the Edomites and the nation, the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemy, Amalek and God's armies, the Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Russia, Islam, Aryan nation, skinheads, hospitality, gaming, lesbian, spies, because of witchcraft, NASA space programs, army, navy, air force, breed, worship, of the internet and games, the will access channels and the reading channels. The spirit made by people stops. The superstructure of the evil standing away. Use all the plagues, the plagues, the thief, the power shot, might, hero, doctor, flying saucers, punish all the evil, against it, and speak their will. To be known by all, the evil of done. Spread to the media, to know good, to shake at the camp, give up. So, soon, Shabia, which means to be seated. Today we'll be reading from the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, which is where we get all the high holy days. You understand that the nation of Israel is supposed to partake in. This is where we get to see and understand the Day of Atonement, Right. So you can read from the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Where the ba Yahweh Allah mashallah ma the ba Allah banya yash'ala wa yamarath alahaya wa idea Yahweh Asha the Qur'arwa Atam wa Quraya Qadash alhaya Ham wa idea verse 3 Shashaf yam yam the Aisha ma'alakath wa bayawam ashabayaya Shabbath one Quran, Wadash, Laka, Salakaka, Malakath, La'a, Aisha, Shabbath, wa Allah, Yahweh, Bakal, Mawa, Shabbath Yakam, verse 4, Alaha, our idea, Yahweh, Makoraya, Kodash, Asha, Takurawa, Atham, Mawa Idam, verse 5, Wakadash, Arashawan, Wakadaya, Aishara, Lakadash, Banya, Airebayam, Shabaka, La Yahweh. Verse 6, Babakashad, Babakamash, Aisharal, Yawam, Lakadash, Azaha, Kaga, Amatazawa, La Yahweh, Shaba'aitha Yam Yam, Matazawa, Ama Lakal, the 7, Bayawam, Ha'asha, Ha'ashawan, Bakara'awa, Kadash, Hayab, Lakam, Tal, Malakath, Ibada, La'ath, Aishawa. In English, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1 in English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be the Sabbath of the Lord, all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month, at even is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread to the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Verse 7, in the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. So you're going to continue reading in the Hebrew. Then we'll go some more into the scripture. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 8. Wakaratham, Asha, La Yahweh, Shaba'aitha, Yam Yam, Vaya'ayo, Ashabaya'ayo, Wara'a, Kadash, Kal, Ma'alakath, Ibada, La'at, Aishua. Verse 9. Vayadaba, Yahweh, Allah, Mashallah, Ama. Verse 10. The Ba Allah Banya Yasha'ala Waraf Alahayim Ya Tabawa, Allah, Arataza, Asha, Anaya, Tatan, Nathan, Lakam, Wakaratham, Ath, Watazayara, Wahabaatham, Ath, Imara, Ashataya, Watazayarakam, Allah Hakahan, was 11, Wayanapa, Ath, Aishama, Lapanya, Yahweh, Larataza, Nathankam, Mamaharat, Ashabath, Yanayawa, Agahan, was 12, Aishawa, Yathan, Wayawam, Anapakam, Ath, Aima, Salakikabash, Tamayam, Banya, Shanathawa, La Aila, La Yahweh, Mr. Wamanakatha, Wa Shanaya, Aishara Yawan, Salata, Balawala, Bashaman, Asha, La Yahweh, Yaraka, Nayakaka, Wanasaka, Yanayad, Rabaaitha, Hahayan, was 14, Walakam, Wakoryaya, Wakaramal, La'a, Faakalawa, Aida, Aitazam, Hayawam, Azaha, Aida, Abaya'akam, Ath, Koraban, Alahayakam, Papath, Iwalam, Ladarath Yakam, Wakal, Mashabath Yakam. In the English, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, when ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. And ye shall offer that day, when he wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2 deals of fine flour, mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin. Verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green herbs, until the self same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. There shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Right, so you see where we have the Lord's Passover, right, which starts off or kicks off the new year, right? Immediately after the Lord's Passover, we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? Those are the days where you have no leaven at all in your bread. Leaven is what we call rising agents or yeast, right? Those things are not to be used during that period of time. You're not supposed to eat anything that had leaven in it. All right, so we continue reading in Hebrew. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 15. Was the paratham, lakam, mamakarath, Ashabath, Mayawam, Abaya'akam, ay Mara, Hatanawa, Shaba'ai, Shabathwath, Samayamath, Sahayaya, 16, Aida, Mamakarath, Ashabath, Shaba'aitha, Sasapawa, Rawa, Mashiyam, Yawam, Wahakara, Batham, Manaka, Kadash, La Yahweh. 17. Mamawa Shabbath Yakam, Sabaya'awa, Lakam, Tanawap, Shatayam, Shanaya, Aisharayana, Wa, Yum, Salah, Tahayanya, Kamataza, Ta'apania, Makawarayam, Ayahawa, verse 18. Wahakarabatham, Alakam, Shaba'aitha, Kabashayam, Tamayamya, Ya, Shana, Wakara Banya, Wakara Akad, Wa'ayalam, Shanayam, Yahayawa, Layahawa, Wamana Takab. Wanasakayam, Ash'ar, Wayaka, Nayakaka, La Yahweh. It's 19. Ashayatham, Sha'ayara, Isayam, Ka, Lakata'atha, Washanayam, Kabashayam, Badya, Shaniya, Lazabah, Shalamayam, was 20. Wahana Yab, Akahan, Atam, Aya, Lakamah, Habakariam, Athawab, Labanya, Yahawa, Aya, Shaniya, Kabashayam, Kadash, Yahayawa, La Yahawa, Lakahan, verse 21. Wakara'atham, Ba'itazayam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Wakara, Kadash, Yahaya, Lakam, Kal, Ma'alakath, Ibadad, La'a, Aishawa, Kapath, Iwalayam, Bakal, Mawashabath Yakam, Badarath Yakam. In the English, the book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that he brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the Sabbath ye shall number 50 days. Ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Ye shall bring out your habitations 2 wave loaves, or 2 10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord. Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish for the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs for the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy unto the Lord for the priests. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. Right, so we'll continue reading as well in the Hebrew. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 22. Wabakwa Tazarakam Af Watazayara Aratazaham La'a Takal Pa'ata Shabakam Wakataza Raka Wala Kwakwath Watazaya Raka La'a Talakwat La'aina La'ainaya Walaga Ta'aisha Ta'aizaba Ta'aizab Atham and Yahweh Alahayakum. Verse 23. Wayadaba Yahweh Allah Masha La Amma the Ba Allah Banya Yasha'al La Amma Wakadash Hashaba'aya Ba'akad Lakadash Yahya Lakam Shabathwan Zakarawan Tarawai Makara'a Kadash. Verse 25. Kal Malakat Ibad La'a Aishawa Wahakoratham Asha La Yahweh Wayadaba Yahweh Allah Masha La Amma Akab Aishawa Wakadash Ashaba'aya Azaha Yawam Akaparium Hawa'a Wakora'a Wadash Yahya Lakam Wa'ayanaya Af Napashath Yakam Wa'akora'atham Asha La Yahweh. Verse 28. Wakal Malakath La'ath Aishawa Ba'aitazam Ayawam Azaha Kaya Yawam Kaparayim Awa'a Lakapa Al Yakam Lapanya Yahweh Alahayakam. In the English, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 22. When you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corner of thy field. When thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor, to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the 7th month there shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 28. And ye shall do no servile work therein, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. So as you can see, today is a day of atonement. You understand? this is something that has been significant in the nation of Israel, right? And it's a day where we afflict our souls with no food, no water, and that is ready to bring the flesh, you understand, and our minds and our spirit, you understand, into the place where the Most High wants us to be. A lot of people doesn't understand once we are able to be able to control our bodies. You understand? There are things in our bodies, there are things that stimulate us. And food and water is one of the major things that stimulates our mind and our body, right? Primarily our body. But our spirit is something that has to do with being able to control who we are, right? Because once we are able to control our lust for the food and for the water, it's something that would help guide us, you understand, to be able to put us in a position mentally, you understand, to be able to overcome anything that would come against us. As you can see, we have so much things happening, which is war, we have famine, we have all kind of witchcraft, you understand, would come to distract and to come to play for our minds, which is one of the main things for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We see here where we have numerous attacks for our attention, for our spirit, for our families. And if we don't keep ourselves, keep our minds in the right spirit, you understand, we've seen where these things could just lead Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, as we see it all the time, enter area, enter place where we can be easily manipulated. Right? And these are the things that we have to understand in the Day of Atonement. It's something to help practice and help purge our bodies and our minds especially, to be able to war against these things that our enemies push towards us. And having the gratification of food and water is something that is very powerful. And if we are able to overcome that, we can be able to put our mind and focus and do all what we need to do necessary. You understand? So that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would be able, you understand, to overcome some of the ills that we have. Because if we can be able to do that, then we can be able to stop taking drugs, we can be able to stop deal with pornography, we will be able to deal with all the other different things that we so easily consumed by. You understand? And all these are things that going through this day of suffering, this day of afflicting our souls. And we don't do it like if, I say, like how, you know, you're looking for attention. Because we know as how most of all these other groups, all these other people do understand what the Day of Atonement is. What really happened? You go on a fast. When you go on that fast, you want everybody to know you fasting. I say you suffering for the Lord, which is something that Christians try to do because they don't know how to suffer. They do not know how to atone themselves because all they want to do is really do something that resembles or make the public feel that they're doing something righteous, feel that they're suffering, but they're not really suffering. You understand? They're just doing something just to placate. You understand? For public viewing, for public eyes. And then after that, that is it. Because what happens is that their ways do not change. What they do, what they say, does not change. Doesn't line up with their actions. And when we go through the Day of Atonement, you understand, we are not to do like all these heathens and do like the Christians. IF looking sad, IF looking gloomy, you know, like a can't function, like a one dead, as we say. You have to wash your face, groom yourself, and function as if nothing is taking place. Your belly full of water, your belly full of food. You understand? Do put your countenance as if you're quote unquote suffering for food and water. Because all that just a mark for attention. That is something that, going through this particular day, we as Israelites, we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when we wake up in the morning, right, which is now we are the beginning of the Day of Atonement. When we get up, whether we go to be slave, whether we home, whether we going to do any kind of business. You understand? Brush your teeth, spit out everything, make sure your breath smelling good, you're not swallowing anything. Wash your face, bathe, and you go out and do your daily task. You understand? And all through the day, you afflict your soul, which is your flesh. Yeah, you afflict your flesh to the point where you are in control. Once this aspect of food and water do govern you, like you got to put something in your mouth, that is a great testament to what you can do to control your mind and your spirit, to control your thoughts, control what you say, control the things that you do around you. You can actually change who you are by you holding strong and holding firm to going through this Day of Atonement. As I said before, when it comes to addiction, it has plenty of different things that you can be able to release and do if you just understand the power that you have in going through this Day of Atonement. But if you can go through this, which is one of the strongest things or the strongest stimulus against the body, once you can be able to conquer that, there's nothing that you cannot say that you cannot do or have in check if you can check your body. Understand? Let me just read back over in terms of the Day of Atonement, right? Right, which is in Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 27. And it says, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be unto you a holy convocation, and ye shall afflict your souls. Right? And afflicting your soul is something that a lot of people don't really understand. They think it's just, where you see on TV, like what them heathens do. They get some market skin, or like somebody heathen they get a string and tie some knife onto some sharp objects on it and beat yourself till they bleed. And for them thinking that is atonement to their God. Like not atonement. Or somebody other things they may do is like penance, or they go in some room, you understand, and fold the hands, you understand, and do penance, you understand, or stay in a certain position, thinking, well, if I stay in this position, you understand, this will please my God. They thinking by doing these things, it will afflict the body or the appearance of affliction. And with that now, they would seem holy, which is not true. They're just abusing themselves, right, for attention. But when we do our Day of Atonement, the world should know, because that's between you and the Most High. This is not something for you to show the world that, I agree, I can stay without food and water, I can fast. No. This is about you afflicting your body, you understand, which craves food and water for it to function. And if you are able to control these things, these stimuli that your body has, which is one of the greatest, you understand, markers in your body, if you are able to do that, then you are able to what? Control your spirit, and you can be able to function in this society. And you wouldn't be able to get tripped up by some of the things, so some of the loss that this society has and what it tries to provide. Right? And these are the things that we have to understand during this Day of Atonement. You understand, especially for those who may be sickly, right? If you are sick or on that medication, again, you can consult your camp leader. You understand, contact the person, highest ranking officer nearest to you. You understand, you have the generals, you have the captains, we have officers. You understand, talk to them. If you have to take any liquid, let's say maybe they take tablets,
consult and see if you are able to do it. Women who are pregnant and who are nursing, you understand, they should not do this Day of Atonement because again, you are pregnant or you are nursing, you need the fluids to nourish not just the baby, but the nourish yourself to produce, you understand, and protect that child. Children who are very young, let's say under 12, when you are around that age and under, you understand, they do not have to do the Day of Atonement. If you have young adults who is 15, 16, 17, 18 going up the road, they should be able to handle this and to do the Day of Atonement. But if you are sick, you're under medication, and for some reason that you have to take food and water, then again consult the camp leader, and then you'll be able to get the clearance to know if it's something that is justified or not. So again, this is something that we had to continue to not just follow, but this is something that we're supposed to do throughout our generations. This is not just a one-off. This was something from since our forefathers go through that whole time period, even to today. The same how the Christians may say the laws of God are done away with, which is not true. You understand? But surprisingly enough, as I said, the laws of God are done away with, but the will do away with tithes and offering. You understand? Which is a law. But we understand what Christianity is and how they just use things for their lust. And this is what we're showing you. By going through the Day of Atonement, you are able to control your lust. Right? On that, I'll just continue and finish off in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, in the Hebrew. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 29. Kayala, Kal, Hanapash, La Asha, La A, Aishana, La Aitazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Wanakarath, Ma'ainayam, Vestiti, Wakal, Hanapash, Asha, Aisha, Kal, Malakat, Ma'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Hawabad, Taya, Atta, Hanapash, Ka, Malakat, Ba'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazaha, Aba'ataza, Taya, Af, Hanapash, Hayaha, Wa, Mabar, Aima, Ka, Malakat, La'at, Aishawam, Kakwaf, Iwalam, Ladarath, Yakam, Wakal, Mashabath Yakam, verse 32. Shabath 1, Ayawa Lakam, Wa'ayna Yatham, Ath, Lapash Yakam, Bashai, Lakadash, Wa'ayra, or Ayrab, Aida, Ayrab, Tashabah Thawa, Shabath Kam, verse 33. Where the bar, Yahweh Allah, Mashallah, Ma, verse 34. The bar Allah, Banya Yashala, Ma, Wakadash, Aishara, Yawam, Lakadash, Ashabathya, Azaha, Kaga, Hasaka Wath, Shaba'aitha, Yam Yam, La Yahweh, verse 35. Yawam, Hazaha, Wahram, Bakura, Kadash, Kad, Malakath, Ibadad, La'a, Aishawa, in the English, the book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that day, in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in the same day, the soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation in all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be upon you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month, at even unto even, shall ye celebrate the Sabbath. Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no sober work therein. And I will continue reading in Hebrew. The book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 36. Shaba'aifa yam takoraya bawa. Hashala Yahweh Yawam Ashabayayim Akora Kadash Yahayim Lakam Wakarabasa Hashala Yahweh Aitazara Awa'ala Kal Malakath Ibadala Af Aishawa. Verse 37. La'a Mawa'idaya Yahweh Hasha Sakarawath Atham Wakaraya Kadash Lahoraya ba Asha la Yahweh Elah Wamanaka Zabak Wanasa Kayam Daba Yawam Yawam Mr. Eid Malabad Shabasta Yahweh Wamalabad Samana Wathakam Wamalabad Kal Nadarayakam Wama Labad Kal Nadabath Yakam Ashad Tathanawa La Yahweh. Verse 39. Aka Wakasha Aisha Yahwam Lakadash Ashabaya Ayah Asa Wakam Af Sabawaasa Arataza Sakagawa Af Kaga Yahweh Shaba'aifa Yam Wayawam Arash Shawan Shabathwan Wabayawam Ashmayan Shabathawan. Verse 40. Walapakatham Laka Wayawam Arashawan Paraya Aitazah Hadar Kapath Tamayayim Wa'aina Aitazah Ibath Wa'irabaya Nakal Washana Katham Lapanya Yahweh Alahayakam Shaba'aitha Yam from 1. Waka Gatham Athwa Kaga La Yahweh Shaba'aitha Yam Shabana Akath Iwalam Nadarath Yakam Wakadash Ashabaya Ayah Takaga wa Athawa. Verse 42. Wasakath Fashabawa Shaba'aitha Yam Kal Ha'azarakath Vayash'ala Yashabawa Wasakath Lama'aina Yada Iwa Darakathyakam, Kaya, Wasakawath, Awashabathyaka, Ath, Kanya Yashala, Bahawat Zahaya, Awatham, Atma'awataza, Matazarayam, Anaya Yahawa, Alahayakam, verse 24, Wayadabar, Washa, Ath, Mahayadaya, Yahawa, Allah, Banya, Yashal. In English, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 36. 7 days he shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. It shall be a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no civil work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation unto the Lord, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offering, everything upon his day, besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, besides your gifts, besides all your vows, besides all your free will offerings, which ye shall give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a Sabbath, on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the 1st day the boughs of goodly trees, and branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. Ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days, and ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord. All right. With this brings us to the end of the service. We say Imagine, which means to stand. Yasharala, which means to Israel. So imagine opening up a dam, right face east, Sa, which means to turn. We say Lord spread the eagle. By the wall, Shamashamayam, Wadash, Ya, Ka, Yahawa, Balabaka, Kabaha, Zaka, Aya, Isha, Baharatasa, Kuwa, Ya, Bashmaya, Thun, Wa, Lakam, Ka, Wabum, Wasalaknu, Kawatnu, Wasalaknu, Kawatnu, Wala, Kabayanawa, but he said one, Abba, Washinu, Wayan, Rai, Ya, Ka, Lakwa, Ala, Tapara, Ramian, Ma. He said, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, give us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Verse 8. Verse 8. Hakak and power, the power of Hashem, the Hoshai, the Hoshai, the Thunder Nawa, Hakak,
Ka, 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 War, Ka, Ha, Right, Ka, Young, Ka, Ira, Version. Hashem Yoshai, the one on one. In English, the Lord, in the name of Yoshai, please give us the power for the heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, for to cleanse the leper, for to raise the dead, for to make the spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yoshai, thank you, Sumir. You say, bless Israel, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Rock now, Yahweh, Yas, Hari, Rock, Hashem, Yahushai, the one on one. In English, the Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. Yeah. Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Ayan, 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 Yabata, Isari, Zarian, Ayan, Yahweh, Shasha, Ayan, Aranza, Ayatan, Waka, Ayan, Shamarka, Nala, Ayan, Waka, Ayan, Shamsha, Maya, Shahal, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazar, Ayan, Yayanka, Yawaman, Hashamash, Waka, Yaka, Waikara, Alayam, Yahweh, Yashma, Tara, Yashma, Asmashwaka, Yahweh, Yashma, Tazahaka, Hawaka, and Ta, Yi, Hebram. In English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills from whence coming my help. And from the Lord which we cannot do. And suffer I for to be moved. He that keepeth thee in the slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is the shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil, shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, just thy forth, even. Where it says Psalm 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Mayabata, Al Takarash, Al Shapa, Al Yahana, Al Yamyaka, Yamayawam, Mashanayaka, Yawash, Al Aimaka, Iwayamwa, Samada, Al Tisiwa, Al Tisiwanka, Maro, Makawa, when it comes to them, Magalia, Balaa, Yaskasha, Mishpala, Iwa, Ya, Aitiziwa, the Ba, Yakawa, Ayakaba, Yas, the Karatu, Hali, the one, the Shemai Alayam, Awahaba, the Raya, Ba, Aimawa, Aimala, Palasha, Aimishta, because of war, Gam Ashon, Malawa, Ma, Was, Ba, Mayalawan Salam, Shalaham, the Magian. Yes, I definitely can't put Yashma. Shamarwa, but then the Arab, the War, the Adam, Shayat Kamwa, Yamawa, Iraq, because of Abba, it's a bat, there's a nine, Nasia Kamwa, Ashar, Amaro, Mayarasha, Wat, Hat, Wat, Alahayim, Shayat Kamwa, Kagandala, Apash, the Panya Rabaka, Ash, Alahayim, Kamhala, from Hat. Ariam, Antaladam, Basaraika, Basal, Pasta, Muhammad, Alaa, Alham, Palawan, the Pashwa, Shankai, Yahaw, the Pashwa, the Mahawa, Aiha, the Tar, the Body, the Bible, Mata, Shankai, Yahaw, the Bata, Ailaban, the Ha, in the English family tree, keep not aside to go, by peace. And being unstillable, for lo, enemies make it to naught. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy enemies. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and the name of Israel will be no more remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They confederate against thee. Come and let us Edom and the Ishmaelites and Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, Ammon, and the inhabitants of Tyre. A servant also joined with them. The penetration of God's land. Go to them as unto the mediator, Sarah. Look up the soon with perfect window. They became as dung with good, being their lovers like Horeb and sea. Yea, all your friends as a bar, Zalman, who said, and as people said, was the God of possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, something for a wind, fire burning the wood, as the flames and then among the fire. So persecute them with a tempest, become afraid of a storm. They left his real shame, and they see it, they will see that anymore. Let them be confirmed and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. That thou, so like that men may know that thou, you are willing to howl, most high, who are all the things. You say the eye as the became cursed. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua. Listen to us now, right now. The evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, the prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers and the school. The evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen should loose the children of the rich of Israel and refuse to go to the school. Was their riches in the sanctuary. The evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of enemies, Amalek and the broken armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, intelligence, militia, the First Plan, Aryan Nation, Skinhead, was the Roman the gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, rulers of witchcraft, alpha space program, army, navy, air force, marine, Wall Street, Republic Internet, and airways, the cable access channels, and radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way and try to stop us from casting the word to the plan field. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues in the house of the thief and the murderer, the Awashai, Micah, Gabriel, down with the flying sorcerers, punish all the heathen that come up against us to speak their words, cause them to be known by all that the angels have done. Because it is spread through the media and through the whole world. Because of the Shaker account, the name of your shop. So, give one petit salute. Isupk, Majam, Rap, Awaba Shabia Shai Brakata. This concludes today's Sabbath service.